Hey, don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel for weekly podcast uploads and also extra content that is coming up in the future. Also, please follow all of the Twitch channels so you can watch the podcast live and also tune in to our after parties and Q&As that we host after each podcast. Hey, what is up everybody? It's Animac here from the Anime Uproar YouTube and Twitch channel, and welcome to another episode of the Rant Cafe podcast. Anime podcast. We do this weekly. We're available everywhere you get your podcasts. We're also available on YouTube, on Twitch. Check us out. This time, we're going to do something a little bit different for those of you who don't know about Rant Cafe from before we became a podcast. We're going to do a tournament bracket debating the best villain organizations or groups in anime. We're going to set it up kind of like a March Madness bracket where you have 16 different groups going head-to-head, pairing them off, going head-to-head. The winners make it to the next round until we have a final, and then a final winner. So a tournament arc of the best villain groups. Joining me today, along with the usual suspects, Nux, Taku, and All Day Anime, we have Noble Lost Paws back in the house.
Hey, what's cracking, everybody? It's me, Lost Paws, and today we're podcasting.
Exactly.
Hell yeah! Well said, properly articulated. And I wanted to say that the beauty of the bracket, as opposed to like a top 10 is where we kind of make sense and we have to make sense of it before. But a bracket's brilliant because no one's ever happy with the result unless it's Digimon for best Isekai.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, so this might deteriorate into a huge, insane debate, but that is why we're titling this debate. So, you know, we have an excuse.
Well, how do you know I'm a master debater?
Yeah, master debater, master of bait, all that stuff. Azrael, thank you for the magic crystals. Appreciate that. One other thing I was gonna say before we get into this is the bracket for this tournament is located on Twitter at Anime Uproar. You can check it out. Made by Briggs with help from Nux Taku. You're not going to be seeing it on screen if you're just listening to this as a podcast, obviously, but if you listen to what we say, you can still follow along. We will remind you every time.
And we also definitely wanted to say, thank you, Hiding in Public, for also coming. It's not like Animac forgot you or anything.
He was hiding. We didn't know.
Oh, yes, and also joining us is Hiding in Public. It's almost as if someone took my train of thought away, Noxtaku, but thank you, Hiding, for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, he doesn't
remember
that at all.
I'm glad you remember.
Yeah, this was all his name is Hiding in Public. He's also on YouTube, and this was all an elaborate joke because he's hiding in public. Get it, guys? It wasn't because I forgot at all. But yeah, thank you everyone for joining me. Just a quick word: the intro we're now using, the musical intro we're using for the podcast, is created by Rifty Beats, a great guy who remixes anime themes on YouTube. Check him out, RIFTI Beats. And last week we said that we will be reading out at the end of every podcast episode reviews that we get on iTunes and other platforms. We got a ton of reviews. They are quite something, and we're going to be reading them out at the end of the podcast. And we're going to pick a best one, and they're going to get an award, a reward of sorts. So we're planning that as well. Stay tuned. Who wants to start the actual, nitty-gritty of this tournament?
And when he says that the comments were something, he means they were all memes. Every single review was a meme, and I respect you for it. Thank you. Very cool.
Pretty much. They were all memes, and we love them.
Yeah. So, to start off the tournament, we have the Akatsuki from Naruto versus the League of Villains from My Hero Boku no Hero Academia.
Wow.
Noble sounds excited.
One inspired the other.
No, they have absolutely nothing to do with one another because you see the Akatsuki had various puppet leaders, each with their own fascinating ideology, pain wanting world peace and trying to make that come about through pain. He was manipulated by Obito, who also had this fascinating ideology. Then you have the League of Villains. It's a group of nutcases. I vote for the Akatsuki.
I mean, I can't really disagree with you. I feel like the majority of the League of Villains I didn't really care about other than the main guy, Shigaraki. And then
Well, he's not the main guy, but yeah.
Well, I mean, later on. And also, Nomu's pretty cool. But like you said,
I love how every Nomu has their individual psychology and philosophy.
Yes.
But yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to vote for the Akatsuki as well. Like each individual character was amazing, especially
except for the girl. who didn't really do it.
I don't remember a
Hey,
girl.
He's so bad at writing females. Come
I
on,
like
you
that.
know,
remember there being
you
a
know
girl
it's
named
fucking
was
true.
okay. Conan was okay. She had like one pretty decent moment where she tried to do something cool and ended up accidentally giving the Rinnegan to Obito. That was an accident. But to be fair, Shonen Women, give her credit. where credit is due.
God, he's so bad at writing females. He's so bad.
Yeah. So
As opposed to the females in the League of Villains.
so just to
Just
Well,
one.
there was one, yeah.
Yeah, one thought.
No, there's two. There's two. One died though.
just to clarify.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Just to clarify, the way we're doing this is there's 5 of us and we're going to be voting. So the winner is the one who gets the most votes, 3 at least, to move on to the next round. We have 2 votes already here for the Akatsuki over the League of Villains. And in my opinion, the League of Villains have potential, but ideologically, I'm not sold yet. I need more. What I look for in a villain group is A, are the characters cool? And B, what is their motivation? What is their ideology? You can have a great ideology and not so great characters and still be a cool organization. You can have great characters and no ideology, but they're still really dope. But when you have both coming together, that I think is the golden kind of medium. I personally think that the League of Villains still needs more ideology. I love the concept of the Akatsuki. It reminds me of like back before the Edo period in Japan, where everyone was killing everyone, constant wars throughout Japan. And then you have, people are like, we need to do something to stop these constant wars and suffering. So there is an actual like historical backing to this that I feel like is very interesting. So I too, as not a huge Naruto guy, will still vote for the Akatsuki.
That is only really Pain's thought process, though. Everyone has their own reasoning for being part of the Akatsuki. I think the Akatsuki is honestly a lot better. And as far as evil organizations in My Hero Academia, I even preferred Overhaul's Yakuza to the League of Villains.
Meh,
But
I don't know.
I'd still go for the Akatsuki.
Hiding. What do you
Yeah.
think, man? Come out of hiding.
All right. I mean, I like the designs, generally speaking, more in Hiroaka than Naruto, because I feel like a lot of the guys just look like different piercings and color swap versions of each
That's
other.
just Pain. Why is everyone
later.
only talking about Pain?
Wow.
So
He saw
we're
him
talking
as a
about, like,
fish,
character design.
goddammit.
But I think that the League of Villains in Hiroaka is sort of at least compared, is pretty pushover-y, I guess. It doesn't feel like there's a lot of weakness. There sure is a lot of weakness. There sure are a lot of character flaws, which are good sometimes. But in general, I don't know. It doesn't seem as a very concise or comprehensive group as in Naruto. So I'm going to go for Naruto.
I mean, okay, like the League of Villains, they got some cool design characters. I mean, everyone likes Toga, and Shigaraki's pretty dope. But then and then also Dabi. Dabi, a lot of people have mystery and stuff behind. Really cool character. But like the other characters, kind of like, eh.
Mr. Compress. It's a dick with a top hat. Thank you, Mr. Compress. Very cool.
They don't really shine or do anything. I mean, but like the Naruto villains over here, like they had dedicated arcs for each member, and that was nuts.
Deidara, Kakuzu, like they all had great arcs, great ups and downs, and great.
Like every single one of them had like things explained, except for the girl.
She did. It's not true. Blasphemy, I tell you.
But
So-
Disrespecter of Shonen women.
I'm sorry, but I'm pretty sure the Akatsuki are just so iconic because they have had so many chapters, so much stuff dedicated to them. And even after they died, they had more fucking character development too when they came back in the end.
So Itachi's how he played a part in the Akatsuki, I don't know. I think that it's pretty much unanimous. 5 votes for the Akatsuki.
Yeah. I think we move on. Get this going because we're going to talk about the Akatsuki again in the second round. I actually have a couple questions about the Akatsuki for Nux, but we'll save that for the second round.
Uh-oh. Alrighty, well, next round, we have the Homunculi from Furumeto Alchemist Brotherhood, which is my pronunciation for all you against the 10 Commandments from the 7 Deadly Sins. Not to be confused with the 7 Deadly Sins that are the Homunculi from Furumeto Alchemist Brotherhood, a different thing entirely.
Sins versus sins, all right.
Sins versus Commandments.
Well,
But
Clearly,
the other
the
way,
person who made this bracket is an absolute mad lad.
yes, nicely done, Lord Brigo.
the sins in the non-sin show versus the commandments from the sin show.
Such a nonsense show. Was that a play on words? Was that a play on words?
Yeah.
So yeah, this is an
That was a good
interesting.
sound.
Yeah.
This is an interesting
creative
matchup
team.
because I feel like the commandments have some really forgettable, characters, and they
Yeah.
also have some really, really cool characters that are not only relevant later in the story, but also have really interesting backstories. So, and obviously the homunculi are extremely interesting. They're from one of my favorite anime of all time. So yeah, I'm conflicted here.
Yeah, but the homunculi has greed, so
I mean,
True,
I think
but
that's-
For me
explain myself.
personally, as a huge fan of the Seven Deadly Sins, I think that the development is really on the good guys' side in that entire series. I feel like all the good guys really had great development, but while the villains were villains, they were sort of forgettable.
I will.
Like,
Let me disagree with you, Nux, for the simple reason.
Except for Twigo, right? Yeah.
I think
Lord Twigo's not a villain. How dare you?
Lord Twigo is beyond good and evil. But
Yes. Morality means nothing to someone of his level.
Nux, I will say that for a lot of the commandments, you're right. But then we have, someone like Estarossa.
Yo, you didn't let me finish my thought, man.
Oh, okay, go ahead. Sorry.
All right, so I was actually going to say that Estarossa carries the entirety of the 10 Commandments on his shoulders because he's a fantastic character and my third favorite character, and maybe even second favorite character in the whole story. But if you really paid attention to what I was saying, instead of jumping on my throat,
I'm so sorry, man. I'm so sorry.
Yes. I appreciate it. I accept your apology.
Whoa.
If it was sincere, that is. And in any case, I was saying that the developments on the good guys' side, Estarossa became a way better character when some spoilery good guys' side stuff started happening in the manga. Okay?
But when the spoily stuff happens, is he still considered part of that group?
So this is what I'm trying to say. I guess as a part of the 10 Commandments, I love Estarossa completely. I think he's amazing. I like Zeldris and I liked Derriere because she does not support the Fallen. Definitely not a bra.
Is it named
but-
after Derriere? Excuse me?
Who?
Derriere? Derriere. What?
Whatever. Derriere is butt in French, so I don't know. But in any case, I would go for the homunculi from the Furumento Rarukusmi.
Well,
That is the correct choice because
Hey.
I also choose
Hell
the homunculi. from
okay,
the Fullmetal
fair enough.
Alchemist.
Fair enough. So that's 2 votes for the homunculi.
I
And
didn't even get to justify it, you son of a bitch.
hold on, though.
Anime.
I wanna respond to Nux for a second because
I
I
love
think
how he's always complaining that other people interrupt him.
All
When
right,
in
no,
actuality,
fine. You interrupt him and I'll just forget I responded.
okay, sorry. Let me just say, Nux, to follow up directly to what you were saying. I think you're right about Estarossa, but I think, again, like you said, Zeldris should not be discounted. And I think Derriere and Mon Speed both developed. And also we have Gloxinia and Droll developing a lot as well. So, I think there's a lot more there.
I didn't say that there were no decent characters in the 10 Commandments, but are you going to compare them to the homunculi, which each was a fantastic
Yeah.
part of
Perfect.
of the homunculi organization of that group itself? You're going to compare any one of the homunculi to I don't know, Droll or Gloxinia?
I mean, I was not a
Thematically?
huge fan of Gluttony.
How can you not like Gluttony?
Yeah, he's got the least developed, but
He's
he's
fit.
very scary. That's for sure.
But he's
Father's going to be angry.
But I will probably, when you think about, envy, greed, wrath,
Pride.
overall I
like
think
pride.
homunculi take it. But
Envy is
respect.
the best. Freaking, he's so I don't fucking care. Either one is so awesome.
Yeah, envy is just envy.
Envy is so awesome. Greed is good too, but it's like I don't even when I'm ranking like the sins from FMA, like I don't even consider greed like in that ranking. I just consider him in a separate realm. It's like greed is in his own world, and he's the best of that. And then I can rank the other ones. I love them all so much.
Because the
Even in
second he's
Chubby
conceived,
Freezer,
he's like planning to overthrow them, and like he's like, "Fuck these guys! I want everything the world has to offer."
Are we talking about Brotherhood or are we talking about which one?
I mean both, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
'cause
think-
both of them have different
I
storylines.
think Greed
And I
Ling,
love Greed in both of them.
the combo of Greed and Ling, though, that is the ultimate character because they were like my two favorite characters combined into one.
It's
yeah.
awesome.
All right.
Well,
I feel like
let's not,
Homunculus
let's not
just-
jump the gun here and undermine the importance of Shao Tucker's character. But I agree that Greed is amazing.
Where did that come from? He's not one of the homunculi.
Or is he?
Oh, were you trying to make a meme? Very good one, anime.
No, we're talking about the best characters in the show. What do you
all
mean?
right.
Oh, that's not really what we were doing, but yeah.
Let's let Noble explain himself since you guys like to
No,
talk
it's
over each
good.
other.
I mean, you guys already said everything. I don't really have anything to offer anymore. You
All right,
know.
well, the good news is the homunculi will be facing off against the Akatsuki in the next round.
Yeah,
Damn.
and thank you for making Noble all depressed and shit. Nux.
What did I do? I was defending his honor.
Are you
Okay,
saying
well,
I'm just deflecting blame? Nux.
Okay, very, very nicely done. The
Okay, thank
blame
you.
was completely deflected. We
Let me
totally
just
forgot
say-
it was your fault altogether.
Before we move on, X Basil 69 donated 1,000 magic crystals. Thank you so much. If you're listening as a podcast, we're here live on Twitch, so we're getting some donations. Last week, we actually got a $50 donation by someone named Phosphor. Really greatly appreciated. We are now paying like $80 a month, I think, for hosting of the podcast stuff. So all of those donations will go to stuff like that. Thank you, guys. Moving on to the next matchup.
Next matchup, we have the Gung-Ho Guns from Trigun versus the Frieza Force from Dragon Ball Schlooper.
And I will be voting for the Frieza Force because I do not remember Gung-Ho Guns, as I watched Trigun so many years ago.
Oh, I remember literally nothing of it. Yeah.
Dude, it was so good, but like, you know what? I watched it like a decade ago, I guess. Like, how long's it been?
In case you weren't able to tell by my very slightly sarcastic Dragon Ball Schlooper comment, I definitely go for the Gung-Ho Guns from Trigun because Trigun was amazing. And so were the Gung-Ho Guns, especially the leader.
Yeah,
what did they
Legato.
do?
What
The leader of the Gung-Ho Guns, where he basically says to Vash, who's totally opposed to killing and stuff, love and peace, that guy. And he says to him, okay, look, you could kill me at any time you want, but you will know that if you do kill me, it means your entire ideology crumbled because you took the oath to never kill someone. Oh, and I'm also going to be killing your friends if you don't kill me. Please, kill me. Kill me. If you kill me, you lose. If you don't kill me, you lose.
Yeah,
Yes.
Ultimate moral dilemma.
but Frieza
The
was a
Batman
real
dilemma.
estate master because everything was free real estate.
Well, it wasn't
Yes.
free. You had to
Frieza,
conquer
Space
it.
Capone Hitler. Very cool.
I personally loved Legato as a really creepy character, and I liked the Gung-Ho Guns. Like, everyone seems like a puppet of Legato there to torment Vash, and Vash the Stampede is obviously one of the most iconic characters out there. So I'm gonna go with the Gung-Ho Guns.
Hey, joining forces with the
So-
Nux.
Yes.
2-1. It's all up to Noble and hiding.
Oh yikes. Noble definitely go first because I'm not very familiar. I'm not familiar enough to feel confident.
To feel confident. Well, I'm gonna go. Come on, with the DBZ. I like Frieza. He's cool.
This is DBS. No, it's
Oh,
not.
Dragon Ball Super.
Wait, are we
no,
talking which Frieza Force we're talking about?
Which
Frieza
one are we talking
Force
about?
started before the series began and is still
Oh,
going
that
on.
Frieza Force.
We're talking like
entire
Ginyu
journey-
Squad shit. Like what's
Yeah.
going on? Oh, the
Ginyu Force, the entire
Oh, okay.
like Frieza controlled the Saiyans in order to wipe out
Yeah,
planets.
dude, that was fucking awesome. I loved all those wacky fucking characters in the Ginyu Squad and all that stuff.
Yeah,
I love
but as
them.
great as Zarbon is, I still think that Gung-Ho Guns are cooler.
Yeah, I'm also still Gung-Ho Guns. I'm Gung-Ho about this, fam.
Yes.
So it's 2
I
to
mean-
2.
The Gung-Ho Gun guy sounds like Joker, so it can sound like it sounds like sounds pretty good.
Yeah, but did they ever have a chance against Toto Slaughter? Toto Slaughter.
No, they
I
did.
won't
That's why it
leave
was
a
so
single
great.
man alive.
I mean, Frieza had the meme. I'm only using 1% of my power after like fucking
You
four
have
different
yet to see
transformations.
My final
I'm like-
form.
This is like God. I can't compare to fucking Frieza. His memes are so good.
Yes.
And he
See,
killed
this
Krillin
is
like 4
actually a
times.
good argument.
This is fair, guys, but remember, it's not just Frieza as a character. We're talking about the entire force. So if you feel like it's all Frieza, then it's actually not the better group.
The Ginyu Squad was amazing too.
To be fair, Animac, to play devil's advocate here, you're praising the whole Gung-Ho guns on one character also.
That is a fair point. Damn it, Nux.
Sorry, man.
I was hoping you wouldn't call me on that.
Look, I gotta be fair here. I'm not allowed to give my opinion. But yeah.
But
yeah. All right, and it's all up to hiding. 2-2.
Is it actually 2-2?
It's actually 2-2.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Time for hiding to drop the bomb. He's never seen Dragon Ball or Trigun.
I've seen only some of both.
Oh, God.
Let's see. Okay. Trigun, I like its aesthetic. So I might like it more. But I remember playing a Dragon Ball RPG on my Game Boy Advance 10 years ago, and I really liked it. So I think I'm going to go with Dragon
This is what our fate comes down to. It's an RPG versus Trigun's aesthetic.
So, I guess because of the Dragon Ball Game Boy Advance game, I'm going to give Dragon Ball the point.
Damn it, man. That is not fair.
I'm so happy right now. That's
All right,
amazing.
well, rest in peace, Gung-Ho guns. Congratulations, Space Capone Hitler. We proceed to the next round. Next, we have Ragnarok from Kenichi the Mightiest Disciple. Remember that awesome evil organization of like 10 kids? Versus something very different than 10 kids. That's right, it's the world government from One Piece.
Oh.
We could have picked
I know
several-
nothing about One Piece, so sorry, man.
No, but sorry, you have a new job.
You know, only 800 fucking plus episodes.
Don't worry. We're only on chapter like 932 right now. If you read 3 chapters a day, you'll catch up in no time.
Yeah, okay, dude. All right, dude. I'll be right back. BRB. What's that?
Think about it. If you read 100 chapters a day, you'll be caught up in like a week and a half. That's pretty
Yeah,
solid.
but I'm trying.
I don't even think I could read 100 chapters in a day. I don't
Well,
even think
you'll get better.
The first day, he was only able to do 85. But the second day.
Think about Saitama. At first, it was really hard to do 100 squats, but then eventually it became super easy. Crank that shit out before lunch.
I vote for the world government. I mean, I guess it's only fair to defend Kenichi because I really liked Ragnarok, I guess, sort of. It was just kind of a hodgepodge of 10 martial artists where they each had their own, like, individual thing.
Okay.
Like, I liked Siegfried. Siegfried was amazing.
Yeah, he was great.
He was great. I loved him. I'm not going to say his fighting style made any sense at all because it's like, every time you punch me, I twirl around to make it look like you hit me, but I actually get back up when I wasn't actually touched. But since it was so close, you felt me on your fist, so you thought you punched me, and now I feel like I'm immortal. Like, that was basically
sometimes
his
he
fighting
would take
style.
a little bit of the hit, but he would absorb it in a way that he wouldn't be taking.
Yeah,
much.
yeah. He'd basically just be like rolling with the punches. Is
Yeah.
how they say it in boxing.
Yeah,
So-
well, I did like Siegfried. I liked Hermit. I thought Hermit was awesome.
Yeah, the
Number
girl
9.
was good. The Taekwondo kick girl.
Right?
cute.
She was good.
Fucking everyone in Kenichi
The
is
sumo
amazing.
guy was weak.
And then there was the sumo guy.
The fucking
Yes,
sumo
his
guy.
ultimate fighting style. I not only do sumo, but I also walk forward. I call it marching sumo in indestructible force. And everyone's like, no, Kenichi, you don't stand a chance.
But what about his grand goal to make chunky guys the superior race?
Yeah,
Oh.
and then he was destroyed by Kenichi. A
Didn't
twerp.
every single one of them turn into good guys?
Like all of them except for Berserker, I think. Like all
Yeah.
of them except for one. Any case, that's Ragnarok. It's a group of guys. The world government of One Piece is like fantastic. It's this what it's basically done is One Piece has a 900-year history that's known. 900 years ago, there was a century of time that we don't know what happened during that time. All we know is after that point, the world government came to be and has basically taken over the free world. Now, it seems like it's a good guy, but it has all these really big moral issues. And I am a huge fan of the world government of One Piece, and I give it my vote.
Nux, as a One Piece expert that I am, like, are we sure that this is a villain organization? I mean, they just want peace and order, Nux.
I'm glad you mentioned it because that is exactly what, let's say, the Marines, for example, who work for the world government, that's genuinely what they believe. But that's not the truth.
No, but in all seriousness, I think that it reminds me of 1984, the novel, where it's like something happened in the past. It's all very secretive now because this totalitarian government is trying to keep everything in line, everything in order, and I very much like that. I haven't seen Kenichi yet, as you guys know, so I can't vote for Ragnarok, so I will go with world government on this one. But also, we got $45.10 donation from Ingrata.
Wow.
Pretty random number, but thank you so much. Greatly appreciate it.
Gratata. That's all I heard you say. $48 from Gratata.
Ingrata.
Ingrata. Oh, I remember.
He has
him.
filled us with gratitude.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, Briggs, you're Italian, bro. Come on.
In any case, Lord Brigo's favorite anime is Kenichi, and his second favorite anime is One Piece. So I'd like to take the floor here, man.
Ooh.
I was
What you
hoping
got?
you guys would vote. I'm like, why did I do this to myself? But
Yeah.
technically, my favorite anime, I was going to say anime is Kenichi, and my favorite manga is One Piece. So these are my two number ones.
Mental breakdown in 3, 2,
Dude.
1.
My vote's easy at least. So
All right, so who do you vote for, Noble?
it just be Kenichi because I haven't seen One Piece.
Hell yeah. I mean, you could be like Animakis, pretend like you've seen One Piece, and it's like start talking about 1984 or something.
Like I'm not gonna pretend, man. Like I know fuck all about One Piece, dude. I know fuck all about it.
To
I've
be
seen,
fair,
like, the
I just
first
watched
few
Nux's
episodes
videos.
on 4Kids way long ago when I was a kid.
Oh, hell yeah.
Gaio, like that shit. Yeah, all right.
Hell
Dreaming,
Yeah,
yo,
yo. Streaming.
All right, but let's be honest.
That opening theme, I mean, is fucking eternal in my heart. I love it.
Secret oppressive government that's ruling the world and, is pro-slavery and all that, and they're bad. And we don't know where they came from. But
I'm
they're always-
surprised you went with like the fucking Ragnarok rather than like the Dark Masters, like the evil masters.
Well,
The Dark
problem-
Masters from Digimon. I agree. We
Oh
should
my
have
god,
included-
no.
Shut the fuck up. So I was even gonna say, like, I could technically make it like, because Ragnarok is a sub faction of like the Dark Masters or whatever. They're
I forgot
like
what they were
Say
called.
versus Do whole
Mhm.
bullshit, whatever. So it could count as the whole overall organization. But if anything, I think I liked Ragnarok better than the overall organization. Anyway.
Yeah, it's because they all became good guys.
Yeah, but the thing is about Ragnarok, were they ever really like, oh, I love evil organizations like Ragnarok, 10 misfit kids that all end up becoming good except for Berserker?
Well, the thing is, they all joined it because of like they wanted good fights to become stronger. They were under who was the guy that Odin got saved, like Odin got saved by? Do you remember his name?
Nope.
The guy with like the silver whitish hair, or whatever.
Don't remember his name. but
Whatever his
if
name
you're
is.
gonna vote for Ragnarok, 10 misfit kids.
Look, man, things don't need to be epic in order to be good.
I'm
Yeah.
not saying it's not good, but world government is epic.
I'm not gonna vote for Ragnarok. I'm just trying to say, watch Kenichi, guys. It's amazing.
Okay, so
Hiding,
I
have you
guess-
seen either series?
No, I'm starting to read One Piece because my friend Jack has been pushing me. Actually, one of Nux's editors, Jack.
Yeah,
Well
shout out
done.
to Jack.
Jack Black, Jablinski Games.
Yeah, Jablinski Games edits for Nux.
Jablinski Games, edit my editor.
How jokes was that video? That video where he was like pretending to play Fortnite, and he's like, "One day I'll figure out this capture card." Oh man. Yeah, I'm gonna vote for One Piece. The world government's amazing, and by extension, like the world government controls the warlords and the Marines. And even though
Yes,
they
I
both-
didn't even want to bring up the warlord system until next round.
Yeah, I guess I won't go too much into it. But like I said, like Nux said, they stand for justice. But the whole thing with One Piece is like there are good pirates and bad pirates. There's good Marines and bad Marines. Just because of your title and like who you are in the world doesn't affect like your morality. Like there's so much corruption, and it all kind of stems and leads back to the world government. It's amazing. Kenichi is my favorite anime. You should definitely watch it. But like, The world government, dude.
All
with
right,
that,
so
the world government wins.
The world government takes it. And
Proceeding to the next round to fight the Frieza Force. In any case, let us move on for now. We have an extremely difficult matchup. In this, I have a feeling it will be 5-0. It's so difficult. It's the Phantom Troupe from Hunter x Hunter. You know, one of the greatest evil organizations of all time. Yes,
Yeah.
versus Grimoire Heart from Fairy Tail. So I'm gonna start here because I am the self-proclaimed Fairy Tail fanboy of the group.
Oh
I like
my
Fairy Tail. I think it's great. Sort of. I don't think it's that great, but I think it's pretty good. I really like it, and it's enjoyable. The current final season that's going on right now is a lot of fun. Grimoire Heart was my favorite evil organization because the leader of Grimoire Heart, this evil guy who everyone calls Hades, who has like this really powerful dark magic stuff. It turned out that he was the second guild master of Fairy Tail before the current guild master is the third. And there was a very interesting, whatever. I really like Grimoire Heart, but I'm going to compare it to the Phantom Troupe. Really? Of course I vote for the Phantom Troupe.
I wasn't even listening to what you were saying because I'm voting for the Phantom Troupe.
Thanks,
Yep,
Briggs.
Phantom Troupe.
I love you, Dex.
The Spooters? The Spoods? Talking about the Hunter Spoods? Or which one's the Phantom Troop again? Is it the
Phantom
Spooters?
Hunter,
Troupe,
Hunter.
it's the spiders. It's the one
Yeah,
with
the Spooters. Okay.
the
Yeah.
spooters.
Yeah. I mean, I have to agree. Those fucking spiders were just so fucking cool. And even just like getting down to the death of just a single one of them.
Oh yeah.
That was just so epic.
And then they had that epic requiem where they just took down the whole mafia.
Yeah. And vengeance and shit. That was like wow.
yeah, I mean,
Phantom Troop wins. Yay.
discount
Yay.
Death Eaters, okay, but you know.
How dare you? To be fair, the Phantom Troop's way better than the Death Eaters.
True.
And I like Harry Potter.
Oh yeah.
I was
Anyway, next
referring
round.
to the other organization, but yes, Phantom Troop takes it.
Hey, Animac, I got you. Oculus Reparo. Take those shit off.
I'm
No, I'm kidding.
good. I'm good now, everybody.
Yeah.
Anywho, moving on
And
to the
Harry
next
still
matchup.
wore glasses. Anyway, next round we have Al-Thamen from Magi versus the Eye of the Midnight Sun from Black Clover.
Both magical evil organizations.
And this is one that I'm like, come on, Lord Brigo, why? Why?
Well, I
love
know
both of
very
them.
little about both, but they both have magic, so I pinned them against each other.
Well, they're both
So
trying
evil.
to resurrect ancient beings and shit, so.
I've watched both, but I'm trying to remember the Magi one. Like, they're kind of
Al-Thamen was the
forgettable.
one. It's the one that was ruled. Okay, so you know there's the Ko-Empire.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were like considered the basic bad guy empire. So the leader, the Ko-Empire's queen, was the puppet leader for Al-Thamen. That's the whole Black Rook thing, like
Yeah.
those black butterfly thing goes. And you know, you remember? Did you ever read the manga?
No.
Oh,
Just watched what the anime went up to, and that was it. And it just
All right.
ended. Never
Well,
continued, and I was sad.
that was actually very sad.
Yeah.
But whatever. I feel like I'm the only one who knows anything about Al-Thamen because I read a little ahead in the manga. I'm not full
Ah.
finished yet, but yeah. So anyone wants to vote? Get off your phones, you twats.
Well, Nox, why don't you vote first? Because I'm also in the same boat as Noble. I've seen the Magi anime, but haven't read it ahead in the manga. And I know about the Eye of the Midnight Sun. I'm almost caught up to the Black Clover manga. So you tell me what you think based on your knowledge.
All right, based on my knowledge, I vote for Al-Thamen completely because there's a whole evil plot going on in Magi that you only realize what's going on a lot later. Like in the manga, pretty much like 20 chapters after the anime ends, you get this whole big exhibition, this summit where all the kings of the world basically meet up. And Aladdin, who has Solomon's wisdom, he kind of reveals the whole past, the unfurling of history, and how they ended up where they are. Like, for example, I don't want to know if I want to spoil this, but it's this whole long story and how basically Al-Thamen was like this really powerful being in the past. Like, not only in the past, but also in another world. To the
Yeah,
point
like
that
the Solomon
the current
world,
world that everyone's living in right now is not the original world that humanity was born into.
Yes,
well,
I
no
remember
wonder
that.
why I know absolutely nothing, because it wasn't in the fucking anime.
It was
Alright.
though. Like for example, remember the mask guy with the black Rook thingo? Remember
Yeah, they had masks on. I totally recall like their faces and shit.
And
when they
he
have
fought
masks on.
Sinbad, and Sinbad is half fallen. He's like half dark Rook.
All I
In
remember
any
is at
case,
the end of every fight, I just see the mask guy like in the background, like
Yeah, it was kind of just generic in the anime.
Ah! Well, in any case, I vote for Al-Thamen, and I'll tell you why. Because I like the Eye of the Midnight Sun from Black Clover. I like it a lot. But the thing is, my favorite aspect about the Eye of the Midnight Sun, it was, in all honesty, Licht, the ruler of the Eye of the Midnight Sun, had this whole plan set up with one of the three. Do you remember what they were called? Those three top guys? His three top guys? Well, anyway, one of the three top guys knew about this also, but no one else had any idea what the Eye of the Midnight Sun was planning. So as far as an evil organization, they all thought it was just a random terrorist organization fighting against how nobility perceived things. Like, if you're noble, then,
Hey.
well, hey, noble.
What the fuck, man?
If you're a noble, then you're worth something, and if not, not. So they based this entire rebellion and this whole evil group of terrorists to combat nobility, since they figured even though they're not noble, they should be considered something of use and of value as well. Whereas in all honesty, that wasn't the Eye of the Midnight Sun's plan at all. It was all Licht's plan to revive stuff and manga spoilers.
Yes, and I mean, I'm intrigued by that as well. But I do remember stuff from the manga anime about King Solomon and that whole world being destroyed by this dark being, and then Al-Thamen trying to bring that being back. So that was intriguing to me. So I think I'm gonna go with you on this one, Nux, and go with Al-Thamen.
Hell yeah.
And also the queen is creepy as shit.
Yeah. Oh, and also, you remember Hyakuru?
Hyakumaru.
No, not that guy. Hakuryu, that's his name.
The guy with the
Remember
scar?
when I liked the villains from Black Clover better, so I'm just gonna
Alright.
go with that.
Damn.
And I'm gonna be super cool and agree with Noble.
No!
No.
Oh my god.
Leaving it.
Hiding, it looks like it's all
Please
up to
don't
you.
do a tie again, please, no.
That's what happens when you hide in the back. When it's a tie, it's all up to you, man.
Man, I just want to talk about the Phantom Troop. Okay.
By the way,
Well.
shout out to the current arc in Black Clover because it's freaking amazing.
I think I'm gonna side with Nux on this one, but
Yes!
Oh, we won. We won.
Oh.
We won together,
Did not
Nux.
see that coming.
All right.
That almost never happened.
Wow, Nux and Anime Uproar are the
They
true villain
agreed.
group of this episode.
Oh,
Wow, evil organization here. The
Not too
fan
late to
base.
change your mind. Not too
We
late.
should-
we are an organization. That is true.
Oh, Noble, did you read the chapter that came out today? Black Clover chapter that came out today?
No.
It
dude.
was so damn good. No one read it.
Bro, like I don't have fucking time. I'm not even caught up with the My Hero one. Jesus Christ.
Well,
And
the
Ashley's
Black
like
Clover-
nagging me and teasing me saying, you should read it, it's really fucking good, and like trying to spoil me and shit. I'm like, God damn it.
Well, the current arc in Black Clover is a lot better than the current arc in My Hero Academia.
Oh.
A lot better.
Yeah, I really like the Black Clover manga. I think it's so fucking good, and it's a shame what happened to the anime.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
Yeah, hopefully they're gonna fix it because the manga is very good. I agree with you. We had NoeHH78 in the chat donate 300 magical crystals to say you guys are sleeping on Kuroko no Basket. Now, fair.
So we did not include sports anime into here because when I think evil organization, I don't think of wow, that enemy basketball team can shoot lightning from their eyes.
Look,
and-
bro, you have no idea about Mr. Redhead's, like, well, evil redheads. They're both redheads.
No.
Look, fucking, they're like the miracle kids. They're so good. They're just, God, they're so good at basketball that, you know, other people can't stand up to them. Someone has to bring them down. All right. You sing
To be
the
fair,
song.
I loved Kuroko no Basket. I thought it was really good, but as far as evil organizations go, I don't know. Enemy basketball team doesn't really cut it.
I agree with you, but you know, we value your opinion and thank you for the magic crystals.
Thank you very much, Animac.
I don't think he was evil.
He was pretty evil. As far as like an antagonist, I thought Akashi was a great antagonist.
Yeah, he was very like fuck
But as-
you.
Yeah, but as far as an evil organization, I don't know.
And it's not really evil. It's just
Yeah. Well, in any case,
Next
Al-Thamen will
meme.
be fighting the Phantom Troupe in the next round.
Very nice.
Well, the next entry is basically a meme. It's Team Rocket from Pokemon versus the Rare Hunters from Yu-Gi-Oh! Battle
Okay.
City.
So
Wait,
we
for
Now
have
this is a real mashup. I'll tell you
we
what.
have illegal Pokemon thieves and smugglers versus illegal card thieves and smugglers. Who will win?
We should have put Team Aqua versus Team Magma.
No,
That'd
the
be good.
worst evil organizations of all time. I want the world to be all water. No, I want the world to be all land. Wow. What an argument there.
I mean, water, we can't really live.
And all land, we also all die. So, hey, pick it.
Yeah.
But hey, at least Team Flare makes them look good. It's like, I want to destroy the world because I want it to be beautiful.
I mean, Team Rocket has, of course, the classic Jesse and James and Meowth that everybody knows and loves. At least. What do the rare card hunters have? What do they got? Who
They
Cards.
got Merrick Ishtar and his incredible Millennium Rod.
Is this a penis joke or reference? What are we talking about here? Millennium Rod. It's like he busted out his meat Millennium Rod scepter. Like, what the fuck is that?
Merrick has a sister thing going too, right?
He does. But his
Oh,
sister's
yeah.
like an anime. Not
No, it's
really.
coming back to
Not
me.
the anime sister type thing.
It's coming back to me now. All right, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Odeon, you must destroy them.
I
Remember
instantly
Odeon?
think of the little Karibo, the Joey, come talk to me. Okay.
Joey had the two worst fights of his life in Battle City. He fought Odeon and lost, but then lightning struck Odeon, so he took the win by default. And then he fought Marek, and he was about to win, but he passed out, so Marek won by default.
The best.
It was the two best fights.
Fucking Yu-Gi-Oh.
But in any case, as far as Team Rocket goes, if you're including Giovanni, who's one of my favorite villains in I guess video games, in manga.
Well,
He's one of my favorite villains in manga. I would go with Team Rocket for sure.
Giovanni is the head of Team Rocket, so yeah.
He is, and in the manga, he's actually manipulating three of the gyms. Like I think it's Koga, Sabrina. I don't remember the third one, but he was manipulating them. They were all parts of Team Rocket. Or maybe he was the third gym. I forget.
Yeah, he
but in
probably
any
was,
case,
yeah.
after getting moved a little bit by Red's ideals, he decides he's going to sort of go rogue. And that's why in Gen 2, Giovanni's not present. Because basically he leaves Team Rocket and you have a bunch of second in command type Team Rocket guys there. And he ends up showing up. And his Ursa ring, which is he got from his son. You remember Silver, your rival in Pokemon Gen 2?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So he's actually Giovanni's son.
Oh.
And he gives Giovanni an Ursa ring, at one point. And and Price, the ice gym leader, the 7th gym in Gen 2, basically Giovanni, at one point, Price is also working for Team Rocket. And he walks up to Price with Ursa ring and just slashes him across the chest. And he's dying, bleeding out on the floor. And it doesn't really sound so Pokemon type. And Giovanni had this epic exit also. He ended up on this massive flying ship thing. I don't remember if it was a blimp or whatever. And he ended up crashing it with himself still on it, and his body wasn't found. That type of thing. I don't know. He was an amazing character. So
So
I'm
you're
for
saying
sure.
he's like Dio.
Yes,
He
pretty
just
much.
never dies, and he always comes back.
I remember.
Guys, as badass as a bunch of secret underground card players are, Team Rocket,
As badass as they are.
Team Rocket,
Team Rocket just wins, dude. There's
Team
no
Rocket
place,
has
dude.
one of my earliest waifus, Jessie. So I gotta go with
Oh,
Team Rocket.
God.
But what about Meow?
Not James.
Sorry, man.
not
I'm a
James
Jessie
from
man
the beach
myself.
episode.
Whoever voice
Yeah, remember-
acted James should win an Oscar, and I'm talking dub. Jesse, please.
Yeah. I'm totally not gay.
Exactly. Yeah, and all of his Pokemon attacking.
I fucking laugh.
Yes.
The episode where he gets fake breasts and then taunts Misty.
Yes.
Your boobs aren't as big as mine, I see.
See, I mean, for that alone, Team Rocket takes this, man.
All right. Well,
Not only that,
I guess we leave it up in the air. What made you decide this? Is it the fact that Giovanni's an epic villain or James Titties?
It's James Titties. James
Sorry,
Titties.
Marek and Rare Hunters, you guys are gone. Next.
To be fair,
Team Rocket,
Next
moving on.
meme.
For me, it was Jesse's
Yeah.
boobs.
Hey. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Jaden? Next, we have the God Hand from Berserk, my favorite manga of all time, versus the Espada from Blech. Pardon the pronunciation. From Bleach.
Bleach.
So, first of all, did any of you read Berserk?
I did.
Nah.
I have started
Although-
reading it. I know I have to finish it.
I know the spoilers of it.
I have not finished it. I know it's a shame, and I should be ashamed, and I am. So move on, man.
I mean, I'm
So,
still stuck on some ship somewhere because I remember I was caught up and then it went on hiatus and I just never picked it back up. So I'm still
the
on a
next
ship.
arc right after where you are, no, not the next arc, but the arc after that. It's like one of the best arcs in the whole series.
That's pretty crazy. Maybe one day I'll find the One Piece.
You'll find the One Piece and read Berserk.
oh,
So, the God Hand are really cool. But
It's
as
so
far
hard
as-
to say anything without spoiling.
Nox,
Yeah,
why don't you give us an
literally nothing.
explanation? Yeah.
Why what?
Why don't you give us an explanation of both groups?
So the God Hand, it's impossible to explain without spoiling, because as far as you know, starting Berserk, skipping episode 1, because I think that everyone should start Berserk from like episode 2, in the 1997 anime, or just reading the manga. But you don't know demons are a thing, and you don't realize how big of a thing they are until like right at the end of where the anime stops, or where the Golden Age arc in the manga ends. And that's when you're introduced to the God Hand, who are the 5 most powerful demons. And a certain member of the God Hand is very spoilery. Oh God, I can't say anything.
Honestly,
Right.
don't do it, Nux. Just like
I'm not gonna do it. It's not worth it.
we don't need to argue it, but if we want to vote for them, we will. I feel like it's Berserk is too good to ruin anything other than like already saying that they're like demons and like I don't want to say even how they achieve their forms and stuff. So like
No.
let's not.
Right, let's not. But basically, Guts does not like them. Moral of the story. And then we have the Espada, the top 10, which is hilarious because it's like you have the number 10 guy who was the number 0 guy all along and the strongest. Or you had like these other guys who lost their ranks, so there are supposed to be 10, but there are actually like 50 of them that are semi-Espada. Not
Weren't
the
they
point.
like all manipulated by Aizen?
Yeah, so the thing is, the way Waco Mundo worked was you had these hollows that come in various levels. And as far as the top level of hollow, the Menos Grande, it itself has 3 levels. It's the mindless ones, like just the ones that, go around everywhere and they suck. And then there's the second level, which I don't remember their name, but they're still not, intelligent very often. And then you have the Vastolordes, which are the most powerful hollow, which after they become Arankars, meaning after Aizen gives them Zanpakuto swords, making them basically an antithesis to Soul Reapers, they kind of develop and get a personality as well. The way the Espada functions, it says Aizen basically completely took over the hollow world, and he rules it through fear, and everyone's afraid of him, and these are the top 5 hollows. And including the number 2 of the Espada is the former king of the Hollows. And he's just completely nothing before Aizen. So they're basically a puppet force that he personally commands. And 2 of them are really great characters, and the rest don't really get much development.
Yeah, well, if they're just puppets, then I feel like we have to go with the God Hand.
Well, I would include Aizen and Ichimaru and Tosen as well.
Oh, so
into
you're
this
including Aizen. Oh, okay.
Well, yeah,
Okay.
Aizen's part of the group. It's ahead.
Like it's weird because like when you think of the Espada, you think of like the hollows themselves are like the top ones. But technically, yeah, if they're ruled by Aizen and what's it called, the King of the Hollows is number 2 or whatever, I'd count Aizen and the guy who can't see.
Tosen. Yeah. So, as far as the Espada goes, it's like you have these characters that they never really felt anything before. Like Ukiura is one of my favorite characters in Bleach. And he's someone who never was a fan of humanity at all, but at the same time envied humanity. He was very similar to Envy from Furumeteru Mr. Brotherhood in that way. And I'm a huge fan of that individual character. As far as the group goes, I mean, I love Aizen, and I love Ukiura, and I love Gin Ichimaru. These are three characters that I consider better than, I mean, the characters in the God Hand, aside from one. But I would still go for the God Hand as far as a group, because Berserk's amazing.
Also, Griffith did nothing wrong.
It's not to get into that.
Yo.
Yo. I vote for the God Hand.
I mean, just from the spoilers I've read of Berserk, I would go with them.
Yeah, no, same.
Yeah.
All right, well,
The Godhead wins. Next round.
rip Espada. But the Espada are actually great. Like, Ukiura is amazing. And I know Clyde is probably upset because his Grimmjow is like his favorite character ever, but Grimmjow is okay, whatever.
I actually was
Pretty
watching.
cool.
the Bleach
Grimmjow is
anime.
Renji 2.0, okay?
Yeah, I
Blue
mean, they
Renji.
had
Blue
those
Renji.
characters were cool. I liked them a
Blue
lot.
Renji.
But then they had too much filler, and I didn't give a fuck about it anymore.
And then you had characters like Inui Tora, who he was on screen for like ever. You could not get rid of this guy. It's like he shows up to fight Ichigo, and Ichigo already just finished a fight, so he beats Ichigo. And then Nell comes to fight Inui Tora, and then Nell runs out of power before she can defeat Inui Tora. And then Kampachi comes to fight Inui Tora, and they have like this whole fight, and Kampachi's like, all this time I was only holding my sword with one hand. Watch as I hold my sword with two hands, and then destroys it. In any case,
Or we get it. We get it.
I like the Espada. But
You like the Espada, but we have to move on. Nux.
It's all good. Next, okay, so the God Hand will be fighting against Team Rocket in the next.
Well, obviously, I'm voting for
Team Rocket's
James.
gonna win, dude. Let's gonna say it right now.
Okay, James Titties versus God Hand. No, we're not there yet. First, the Akatsuki versus the Homunculi.
Oh, this is so hard.
This is so hard.
This
For
is
me,
easy
just
for me.
because Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood is like my top 3, and I'm not a huge fan of every single, homunculi. I love Greed, I love Envy, Wrath is cool, Pride, Sloth,
I love Wrath.
Lust is cool as well. I like Lust, but Pride, Sloth, and Gluttony not so much. However, I still have to go with the homunculi just because I love the entire thing in Fullmetal Alchemist.
Yeah.
All right,
the
to
only-
counter your point, hiding in public.
Well, I'm not countering, but the only thing that I think is kind of forgettable is Sloth. Like, Sloth is the only homunculi that I really don't care about. He seems like the most like an afterthought, and I wish Lust would have been utilized more because she goes so early in the series. At least Brotherhood. I'm talking about Brotherhood.
Right. So the thing is, in the original Fullmetal Alchemist, Lust was great.
Yeah.
Mend the soul.
I don't know. I love him so much though. Like, as villains, as characters, as everything. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just the aesthetic, the way everything is written and put together in FMA. But just
And let me add this, because they were counting Aizen for the Espada. We can count Father, the elf in the...
Well, he's a leader of the organization, anyways.
Oh,
Yes, so
absolutely.
we
Of
can
course
count
you can
Father.
count Father.
And I
And-
like him. I really think he has a cool character. The dwarf in
Yeah.
the flask, if you
Yes. No. Definitely. The whole
Right.
thing behind the dwarf in the flask is awesome.
will. Yes.
Yeah, it really is.
I
And
agree. And
technically,
I love
all
the
of-
homunculi.
Actually, maybe I shouldn't say what the homunculi are. I mean, it's been out for 9,000 years. I should be able to talk about it.
Yeah, no, it's been out for 10 years now.
Yeah, like Berserk, right?
Well, Berserk I won't do because it fucking it'll ruin stuff. But I feel like saying that the homunculi are just like Father taking out his feelings doesn't really or his emotions doesn't really ruin anything.
Yeah. Oh, that's another thing. Yeah, like all of them are technically him, anyways. So,
Yeah.
not only is he the leader, but he's also literally part of each of them. So it's
Therefore, they are not an organization, but rather one person. I vote for the Akatsuki.
Oh.
That's actually not my reasoning. I'm just
No.
playing.
Yeah,
But
nicely done. But I'm also gonna vote for the Akatsuki, even though I love the homunculi.
Nux, I wanted to ask you though. So I know how they all had their own individual psychology
Motivation.
and goals and motivations. But overall, what was the Akatsuki's goal? They wanted to gather all the tailed beasts in order to make a 10 tails and do what exactly?
Okay. So if you would ask Pain, his goal is if you control all the 10 beasts, then he wanted to put them all in this ghetto statue where he can have an ultimate super weapon that he can wipe out a nation in one shot. And if you possess something of that power, there will be no wars and no conflicts because you know that there's this ultimate power that can just blast you to oblivion at any point. Pain says that inflicting pain only causes more pain. Because if you inflict pain on someone, they'll want to take revenge back on you, and they'll inflict pain, and the cycle will never break. And in eventuality, nothing can come from it. He says this is how you can break the cycle. If you gather the tailed beasts in this fashion, you will have an ultimate superpower that the world will fear. That was Pain's psychology, his thought process throughout the whole thing, and that's why. And he was the official leader of the organization. Yes, he was being manipulated, but that is not the point. As far as the individual characters in the Akatsuki, remember, these guys are all rogue ninja. Every single one of them. For example, Deidara, he was chasing his art, and his art was an explosion. He's one of my favorite characters.
Mega Man explode.
Yeah.
Well, let me just say that, because you seem to be really building up the Akatsuki here. Father wanted to sacrifice an entire nation so that he could kill God, okay?
That's pretty badass. I mean,
Yeah, it's pretty badass, but as far as the psychology that you can relate to, you want to kill God or do you want to end war? What's more interesting in a villain organization?
Well,
Was it
that's
to
the
kill
thing.
God or become God?
I'm not a villain. I'm not a villain, but
Well, I am, okay? So that's where we differ. But what are you looking for in a villain organization? I find this so much more interesting, especially because every character has their own thought process that goes into it. Like Kakuzu, for example. This guy just wants money. He's a big-time bounty hunter, and he knows that he could get that so much easier if he's working with the Akatsuki. I don't think it's in the anime, but in the games, I think they showed how they got each member to join the Akatsuki. Like certain of them they threatened, certain of them they just convinced, some of them they made deals with that they would be able to accomplish their own goals through joining this group. Everyone had their own separate ideology that kind of brought them together into this organization.
Fair enough,
That
but
had its spearheaded plan.
fair
Okay, so
enough.
Me and
but-
Nux vote for the Akatsuki.
So you're saying some of them want money, some of them want this. Greed wants it all. He wants it all.
Why is
bro.
this an argument on your
Greed is an
on your
amazing
behalf?
character.
I'm saying that
love Greed.
every member of the Akatsuki, aside from the point that they're each working to further the goal of the organization itself, they're each an autonomous unit that is also serving their own purposes. Greed had nothing to do with the villain group of the Homunculi. He was just an honorary member.
I am bringing up Grido because I'm hoping that Briggs will not be able to vote against him.
It's hard because in both versions. Both versions of Greed are slightly different, but they're like, especially the Greedling thing that happens.
I love Greedling.
Oh my God, Greed is an amazing character in both. I love it. I actually love it, but I still have, like, as an organization, not as an individual character, I have to go with the Akatsuki.
But
I'm sorry, Animac.
Envy too, bro. Envy.
And it turns out that Itachi was part of the Akatsuki to keep an eye on them the whole time because he knew that Toby was there. He was the only one who knew of Toby's existence. And Toby was... I don't know. I find this organization to be so complicated and move so beautifully throughout Shippuden. I really, really like the Akatsuki, and I would vote for it over the Homunculi, even though I love Furumeto Raruki.
So we have 2 for Akatsuki, 1 for Homunculi, is it?
That's
Well,
2-2.
I'm just gonna break it because I like the Akatsuki more.
Hell yes! Whoa! Oh my God!
It's too easy for me because I love Naruto and I still love Naruto even with Boruto.
I don't know. I don't know why you facepalmed there, Noble, but okay, fair enough.
The facepalmers for the even though we have Boruto now.
That was facepalm because Boruto. That's why.
Akatsuki goes through, so my top organizations, Homunculi and Gung-Ho Guns are out, and I am not happy, but fine, continue. Nux, you host now. I'm just gonna say nothing.
If it makes you feel any better, I also voted for the Gung-Ho Guns.
I guess so.
Okay, I'm glad we're happy now.
Would you look
Thanks,
at that?
Brown.
Everyone I voted for has advanced.
That can't be true.
No,
No, you voted for the Eye of the Midnight Sun. from Black Clover, and it lost.
Yeah, but I literally don't care about either of those options.
Shut your face.
Lol.
Next round, we have the Frieza Force versus the world government from One Piece.
Oh boy.
Oh my
I vote for the
God.
world government from One Piece.
had
Absolutely
a
not.
feeling.
No contest.
I had a feeling.
Frieza's pretty cool, but the government.
Dude.
I know
See,
nothing
there's so
of
many
One Piece, so
the
you know my vote goes
ramifications
to
of the
Frieza.
world government is insane. They
Okay, so we have
implemented this
Frieza
world.
control the fucking galaxy, bruh.
I don't care how big the scale is,
Fucking
man.
Universe, dude. This man, he wants it all. He doesn't want just the fucking government. All right. He's
Look,
like
I
fucking
don't-
universe government.
I don't care how big his range of influence is. As far as an evil organization, it's one evil overlord that has an army. And yes, he wants world domination like every second villain ever. However, the world government in One Piece is so much more than that. The way they control a world that they already conquered. They have the warlords working for them. It's 7 really powerful pirates that are more dangerous as regular pirates. So they took them under the wing, giving them a level of protection from the world government itself, so they can do their own evil machinations as much as they desire, while still, in exchange, working for the world government a little bit. I don't know.
Funny. We actually don't know, like, do we know? I think we kind of know the names of the people like running the world government, but just a bunch of old dudes sitting in a room manipulating the entire world. And then like we look about how the world, how the Marines are run, how the dragons like affect the world, and how the warlords affect the world, and like we're praising it so hard. But when I think about it, I actually don't like we don't know the characters in the world government.
Well,
Well,
that's,
I know a lot of the players in the world government. Like, for example, every single one of the warlords is a small piece of the world government. Every
Yeah.
single one of the admirals is a small piece in the world government. The Pacifista army, that's part of the world government. Im-sama, who was just revealed, like, I don't know, 30 chapters ago, he's the ruler of everything.
So we have Noble going for the Frieza Force. Nux is for the world government. Briggs,
World government.
world government. Hiding.
I guess probably Frieza Force.
No!
Okay, so Frieza Force 2, world government 2.
1984.
Ugh. See, the thing is,
I just wanted somebody else to have a tie to go for.
yeah, the thing is, like I said,
You
I'm not,
monster.
I'm not per se caught up on One Piece, but I personally think that Frieza Force is cool, but most of it is Frieza. Like, I don't love any of the side characters in the Frieza Force. I mean, Zarbon is best boy, but I mean, do I love Zarbon that much? I don't know.
Zarbon.
World government just seems like a cooler concept to me, so I'm gonna go for world government.
Oh, thank you, anime. Oh,
Actually,
anything that I've ever said bad about you still stands, but with less, with less impact. Okay.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
reduced
Remember
the-
this moment, Nux. Next time
I will.
Next
I
time
will.
you bring up Digimon and try to ruin an entire Rant Cafe with Digimon.
You mean save
remember
an
this
entire Rant Cafe with Digimon.
moment.
And you're welcome in advance for the time that comes. Next, we have the Phantom Troupe from Hunter x Hunter versus Al-Thamen from Magi.
All right.
And as much as I praised Magi, I prefer the Phantom Troupe from Hunter x Hunter.
Dang it. Is this gonna be a shutout? So like we barely actually get to talk about Phantom Troop again? It's just gonna be
Until
like,
the finals. Phantom Troop. Phantom Troop.
true. I mean, yeah.
I mean, you can talk about it, Hiding. I would love to hear you rant about it. I know
Yeah,
you
go
can.
for it. Go for it.
No, I mean, I only have positive things to say about it, but if nobody disagrees, there's like not much point.
All right. Well,
Well, I
I was
mean-
actually going to go for Al-Thamen all along, lulling you into
Oh.
a false sense of security. So let's hear what you got.
The Phantom Troop is very nice. I like the main guy. You know, that one.
All right,
main
you've
guy.
convinced me.
Ah, there we go.
All right, anyone else?
Noble?
I just you know what I'm voting for.
All right,
Jesus
Noble goes
Christ.
for the Phantom Troop.
Jesus Christ, it's not even.
Alright, Phantom Troop moves on. Next game.
Next round, we have Team Rocket. You know, like Jesse James and Meowth that
Team
All right.
versus the God End from Berserk.
Team Rocket.
I-
Let's go.
I'm honestly voting for Team Rocket. Like, unironically, fuck it. Team Rocket.
You know what I love about Team Rocket? It's like it's got like Jesse, James, and Meowth that were like the comedic version of their entire organization, but like they basically weren't even part of Team Rocket. And then in the background, you have this like villainous organization. So it's like half comedy, half serious. I actually think it like the parts with Team Rocket were the parts I really enjoyed in
If someone would
Pokemon.
make a Pokemon anime with just the Team Rocket scenes cut out, I would watch it.
Hell yeah!
Did you
Honestly,
know?
all you need to do is Team Rocket scenes and gym battles. Everything else is irrelevant.
Did you know,
I'm not gonna lie, it's true.
guys?
Yeah.
Did you know that if you put Jesse and James together, it makes Jesse James a famous outlaw?
Wait a second. What? I hadn't thought of that before.
Wow.
Yeah, think about it. Also, PETA would hate Team Rocket.
Peter
Like
would
from
hate
Hunger
Pokemon.
Games?
No, not that Peter.
Yeah, PETA from Hunger Games.
PETA would like Hunger Games more than Pokemon.
Unite our people within our nation.
I don't think PETA from Hunger Games is a fan of the Hunger Games.
unreached in the stars above.
Jesse.
James.
And Meowth.
What? That's that. You fucked up.
You killed it,
You
man.
fucked it up.
I like it.
Blasting off at the speed of light. Surrender now or prepare to fight.
Meowth, that's right.
Thank you.
Wobbuffet.
Wobbuffet was a sick
Wobbuffet.
character also.
Hell yeah.
All right, so
Forgot about that guy.
we have Void, the ruler of terror from Berserk, and Wobbuffet.
Hmm.
Like I said, Wobbuffet for me.
Wobbuffet could be the ruler of terror too. You never know. I mean,
Yeah, you just
True.
have to use them right. And
Terror wears a smile.
you know, Meliodas can fucking counter, and so like also Wobbuffet has full counter. I mean, you know, you never know.
yeah, but the only difference is you take damage with Wobbuffet.
yeah.
No, you don't. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, this is actually really tough because I love Team Rocket. But
And the problem is I
God
wanna
Hand.
vote for the God Hand because like then they have to reverse Phantom Troop and then we can't even talk about them because it's spoilers. I shouldn't have put them in
Yeah, we shouldn't have included the God Hand.
because they were so good, but like
All right, so as far as the group goes, though, I mean, I like the God Hand mostly for one character. The group we don't know yet, really. So
well,
I
two
guess
characters to be fair.
the God Hand.
Yeah, no.
No.
What's it called? Well, someone joined.
We have met them. We know the joined guy, but we have met other ones at different points in the story, and the God Hand's amazing and fascinating. But due to lack of information, I've read all of Berserk. I'm gonna vote for Team Rocket over the God Hand.
Damn. All right. Well, I was gonna vote for Phantom Troop over the God Hand, but I didn't expect the God Hand to maybe not advance. If anyone else wants to vote for Team Rocket,
Well,
No
Team
vote
Rocket already has.
I've
3
already
votes.
voted for Team Rocket. I thought it was clear. I
Oh
did the
shit,
clap.
bro.
I did the clap.
We
That's-
Team Rocket proceeds. Wow, this was actually very scary.
Rant Cafe just ruined all of its credibility.
Well,
talking
let's
about?
be honest. James titties.
Look, they don't have to be the most evil organization ever in existence. They have to be just good bad guys that everyone enjoys. And you have to admit, Team Rocket is one of the most recognizable villain organizations in the world.
True.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Yeah.
Jesse's boots alone.
Oh God.
That's all I'm gonna say. Team Rocket moves on to the next round.
And can I just say that Team Rocket's other elite members, like not Jesse and James, but Cassidy and Butch. You remember them? Cassidy, Butch.
Guys,
Wait,
did you know?
Animac.
Did you know that
if
if
you combine
Butch and
Butch
Cassidy,
and Cassidy
together?
you get Butch Cassidy
Amazing.
and the Sundance.
Amazing,
What?
guys.
No way.
Wow.
To blight all peoples within our nation. Yeah, Butch was pretty sick.
He was very
But Meowth was an amazing character also.
I've been having too many cigarettes. I'm Butch.
And then they always got his name wrong. Hey, bitch, it's Butch.
I think they called him bitch.
I don't know about that one.
I don't think they called him bitch.
Batch.
Yeah, well, in any case.
All right,
like
are
Team
we in the
Rocket anyway.
semifinals?
It's the Super Vacuum Cleaner 9000.
Are we in the semifinals?
We are in the semifinals. First round. The Akatsuki, also known as the Akatsuki, versus the world government. And ladies and gentlemen, this is the hardest round so far.
Well, then we can apply the same reasoning you kind of used with the God Hand. We don't really know the individuals that well
but that's
from the
the
world
thing.
government.
We kind of do.
I mean, we know the
many-
admirals.
We know the admirals, and they're part of the world government. We know the warlords, and they're also a small part of the world government. In the God Hand, there are only these 5 guys, and I don't feel like we got to know them as a group. We just kind of know a little bit about each one and a lot about one of them.
And what they represent, or like
Yeah.
what they are, which is just
Right.
super cool. But I think I'm gonna vote for the Akatsuki, even though I'm the One Piece guy.
Excellent.
Whoa.
I'm voting for world government just so I can say later that Briggs voted against world government and I voted for it.
Whoa.
You see, this is how Animac tries to play the game.
Wow, that's fucked up.
Wow,
man.
that's pretty fucked. But like, I feel like if we gave it like 6 to 8 months of like content and we find out a little bit more about the world government, I feel like my vote may change. We just don't know enough
I'm pretty
about
sure
it
it
yet.
means at least 2 years in one.
I mean, at least 6 years to be honest.
All right,
Yeah.
so Lord Brigo, let's be honest. If my hypothesis and theory, hypothesis is a much cooler word for theory, by the way, but if my hypothesis of what the world government is correct, and that they're actually from
It's
space,
just a game hypothesis. No, that doesn't sound good.
Hypothesis Boyd Nux.
and then they're actually
government.
from space, and that is why they wear those space suits and space helmets, and they've come there during the Void Century. And if that is actually true, would you consider it worth more?
Well, yes, but also any like understanding of the Void Century and who the world government really is. Like I'm praising it because of the idea, but we don't have the context yet, right? While the Akatsuki is kind of Naruto's completed, and like you said, like the overall idea of what the group represents, but also individually, they're all fucking super cool characters, and also have all like amazing like segments dedicated to them, cool fights. It's really hard to vote against the Akatsuki.
Yeah.
And I make fun of fucking Naruto in every video.
Look, man, the Akatsuki, like they're so good. Like all the characters are good except one.
Stop!
Excellent.
You realize that you're basically saying you like Hidan better, the
Yeah.
immortal psycho guy.
He's
Yeah.
so cool.
More character development than that one. I mean, I'm just gonna say.
What about Zetsu? Zetsu's basically a Venus flytrap Oreo cookie.
Yeah, more character development than the
No.
other one. Zetsu at least had a purpose. Okay, he was like
Yeah,
the
it was evil
secret
mastermind.
villain, like extra sidekick bonus guy that was really powerful and shit. Like, okay, cool. There's like a million Zetsus. All right, that's cool. I mean, at least did more than fucking Conan. Literally, she didn't even have a fight. Pain was doing
hilarious.
shit,
Pain-
and then Conan did fuck all.
No, it was way better because after Naruto finally beats Pain and he's like half dead, and he walks up to Pain, who's also half dead, and Conan's fully okay just sitting there.
What the fuck?
Conan's about to kill Naruto, who's like half dead, and Pain's like, "No, don't kill him. I think I want to turn good now." And Conan's like, "Okay, no problem."
I am basically just whatever you want me to be.
Yeah, well, in any case, I love the world government and its reach and stuff, but I think I'm also gonna go for the Akatsuki.
Oh my god.
That's
Look
it.
at that. But
So it sounds like Akatsuki wins.
Mm-hmm.
All
I
right.
mean, just give it like 17 years, man.
yeah,
And the world government will
casual.
fuck the Akatsuki.
Casual.
Okay,
well,
so
in any case, next we have the Phantom Troop versus Team Rocket.
Oh.
Crollo Lucifer, this major sociopath,
Fuck.
versus James.
a major
Solo wins on his
sociopath.
own.
Yeah. I mean, the stuff with Kurapika and Crollo in the very end of that arc is like, it's some of my favorite part of Hunter x Hunter, to be honest.
Same here.
Do you guys like other characters in the Phantom Troop that much other than like Crollo?
She's
and,
like, she's got a nice vacuum and a nice.
You like her?
Good. I like her. She's.
She has a vacuum cleaner like a good woman.
I mean, the problem with the spiders though is that they. Oh, I mean,
Oh no.
I mean, the clown guy. I keep forgetting his name. Was interesting enough as
Hisoka.
Hisoka was one of my favorite villains of all time.
I loved him. Yeah.
And I love how like he fake entered the spooters.
Yeah.
Yes, he fake entered the spooters. And in the manga, did any of you read the manga?
He's still kind of with them. I mean, it's on high.
None of you read the manga.
I watched a little bit. I read a little bit afterwards.
Oh my god. What is with you people?
I'm sorry. I wanted to get there, but I knew it was on hiatus, so I didn't want to fucking do it because I knew I'd
Dude,
never
there's
finish it.
like 5-10 chapters in a row with Hisoka and the Phantom Troupe, and they are so damn good. What's going on currently in the manga, I mean, I know a lot of people like it, but it's sort of unreadable. Because, like, you have a million characters that you don't know at all and that you know are not relevant characters. But they each have, like, these thought processes, like, and trying to outsmart everyone else. And each guy's inner monologue is like a full chapter of just words. It's like his picture is in the tiny left corner, and the rest of the entire page is just inner monologuing, trying to figure out what the other guy, who's also irrelevant, is thinking about. And it's tough. But the point is, the Phantom Troupe had a really cool little arc there. Oh, I mean, I'm sure you all have seen, like, at least as a suggestion on YouTube, like Hisoka versus Crollo. Like, you know that's a thing,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, that's what Hisoka wants. He just wants to fight Crollo.
But
That's
dude,
his entire
that was
reason of
so
wanting to join.
good.
I'll
That
have you guys
fight-
know that Sam the Gunman donated 100 magical crystals to say Akatsuki have Hashirama cells on their side. Well, are you saying that James from Team Rocket doesn't have Hashirama cells?
How else would he have breasts? No other possible.
I think you're onto something. Although I think we should just all vote for the Phantom Troupe already, and we could do the finals and debate.
I'm still
I
gonna
don't
vote for
know,
Team Rocket though.
Fucking the most recognizable group here is not the Phantom Troupe here. All right, it's Team Rocket, 100%.
I mean,
are
can't
we
deny
going
that
by
fact.
recognizable or are we going by best group? Like, for example, I understand that James would have Rayleigh flashbacks in all of his battles, but that is not the point.
The only
And
thing
I mean,
that beats a jelly-filled donut is Team Rocket.
Oh, I don't know.
And nothing beats a
it.
jellyfish.
I mean-
Nothing beats a jellyfish donut.
To
man.
be
Not even
fair, if
Shaggy.
Team Rocket is technically powerless and technically nothing, then nothing can beat a jellyfish.
Oh, that is philosophical proof, fact, and logic that Team Rocket is the strongest villain group in this entire bracket.
Though, like,
I
for-
have to agree. And Team Rocket in the Sun and Moon anime, I don't know if any of you are watching that, probably not. But in the Sun and Moon anime, which I have sort of thrown to the wayside. But Team Rocket with Beware, you know that whole dynamic? It's like they actually finally beat Ash after 20 years of trying. And they're like,
wow.
they're so excited.
Literally
And they beat him.
years.
They're like they beat him, and they don't even like capture Pikachu or anything. They're just so excited that they won. They're like dancing around, and then Beware just pops out of the forest. That's like this big bear Pokemon, and just like grabs them and just runs away with them to his cave where he like puts them down and makes them eat berries.
oh no,
And,
not
like, for whatever.
berries.
So whatever happens in the Sun and Moon anime, wherever they are, this Beware just like comes flying out of the sky, grabs them, and brings them back to his
Oh,
cave.
so it's the
Like-
new blasting off again.
It's
I
but it's
guess.
much funnier. I know, I love Team Rocket. And as I mentioned, Giovanni's a dope character, but I'm still going to go with the Phantom Troupe.
Yeah, I'm going with the Phantom Troupe because McDonald's may be the most recognizable burger chain, but it doesn't mean it's the best one.
Well, the
Yeah.
thing is, like, some of the
they
characters
have
didn't really
Szechuan
develop
sauce.
in the Phantom Troupe. There's like a few characters you're like, who the fuck are they?
Like Franklin, the guy with finger machine guns.
Like, I don't know. You really
But to
got,
be
like,
fair,
nothing out
Franklin
of
does have cool ears. Yeah, and you know every Team Rocket grunt. Oh, I love that Team Rocket grunt.
them. Well,
We know we at least have a unique design for every single member of the Phantom Troupe. We don't know
Yeah.
about like 90% of Team Rocket.
But that means they're hard to find, obviously, if they all look the
Oh.
same.
well,
Actually,
you're basically pitting like my childhood against my adult right here. And that's-
I don't
it's-
know.
it's-
Can I
it's
take
hard
my
for me.
vote back? I'm actually second guessing myself right now.
Well, I'm voting for the Phantom Troupe, so your vote's already in, bitch.
Your vote's already in. I'm
Well
actually
done.
gonna go Pokemon on this one here.
Nice.
I enjoy Pokemon more than Hunter x Hunter, just 100%, and partly it's due to Team Rocket. It's flat out straight due to Team Rocket.
What? You don't like Ash? He makes dermatologist.
I
jealous.
actually
Ash?
don't like Ash much.
No one likes Ash.
I love like some of his companions and their stuff. You know, like I think the Sun Moon Ash is kind of interesting. But other than that,
Is it a different character?
Well, it's because he's just more, expressive. He's not
I
just
don't know.
generic.
I think
He's
it's
truly
still pretty generic.
like almost like he's like close to Lord Twigo in power. He's been 12 for decades.
Nux,
10.
True.
Nux, are
10.
you going to change your vote?
No, I'm not.
Okay, in that case, the Phantom
Alright,
Troop
Phantom Troop
wins, but we all know that Team Rocket is more evil because their whole point is to abuse cute little animals and kidnap them.
That's true.
Phantom
Yeah, it's kind of
Troop.
fucked up.
And after the vote, Team Rocket goes blasting off again.
Yeah.
Oh man, but I love Team Rocket. Anyway,
The
Akatsuki
finals.
versus the Phantom Troop. This is the big one.
The finals. The Akatsuki versus the Phantom Troop.
Okay, hiding. Since you offered so nicely, go ahead.
That's
Since I offered, I mean,
Well, to
I
argue
like
for,
the Phantom Troop.
go ahead. But I feel like you wanted someone to like kind of like talk about. So like I think one positive of the Akatsuki over the Phantom Troop is individually, I care about more of them, right? Like I feel like I care about like two
All
people
of
in the
them.
Phantom Troop,
Oh.
right?
Yeah, Hisoka being one.
Well,
I mean, he's technically not part of it, but at the same time, he is.
Yeah. I don't know. The Phantom Troop, as far as an evil organization. All right, I'll cue you in, hiding. The Akatsuki, as we've mentioned, various ideologies come together to form this one super ideology as far as aside from the autonomous parts working autonomously. Whereas in the Phantom Troop, at the same time, they are wandering completely without goal, and that's their beauty. For example, Crollo wants to find himself. So he's journeying around trying to find himself as the head of the spider while all the legs of the spider kind of travel along with them.
Mhm.
And as far as the dynamic between the characters themselves, I like the Phantom Troop better because, like, for example, when Kurapika brought a shovel with him to his fight against Uvogin. so that didn't end very well for Uvogin. But at the same time, it's like Crollo, this guy with like no emotion, sort of like that's his whole issue, this sociopathy, that he was like crying after he died, and they took it out against the mafia, including the Worm from Hunter x Hunter, which was a valiant opponent indeed. But so as far as the inter-character relationships, like for example, they have these rules within this family, and Crollo was incapacitated for a point, so they had to find an interim leader. So they like made a deal: whoever takes out the leader of this Chimera Ant-Hive becomes. So the dynamics between the characters themselves, I prefer in the Phantom Troop. However, as far as the overall ideology and the individual characters, I prefer the Akatsuki.
I think the level of badass in the Phantom Troop is higher than the Akatsuki, but the Akatsuki I care more about.
yeah, like Nux said, I feel like the ideology of the overall group and even the individual goals I care about a lot more with the Akatsuki. But I think I agree with Noble in the fact that like Crollo's just fucking so cool.
Yeah, they're just cool, but other than that, like that's about it. Besides Hisoka, I love Hisoka. He's so.
And I guess Hisoka does have a goal. He just wants to fight strong people.
Yeah,
Crollo's
But
trying to
he's not
find
part of
himself.
the Spooters.
I mean,
Technically, he
was.
technically he is. They think he's a part,
Mhm.
and that's
Yeah, only
important.
for a little bit.
In order to achieve his goal.
Yeah.
But yeah, I see what you're saying. I mean,
don't
I'm
know
gonna vote for
what
the
happened in the
Akatsuki.
manga. What's happening in the manga right now? I mean, I don't want to spoil, but it is so damn good. What's happening with Hisoka and the Phantom Troop? At least read those 10 chapters. You don't need to be in order with those. It's not part of any arc.
I don't remember how much I read afterwards. I read a little bit. Whatever.
It's good stuff also afterwards. But
I mean,
as
other
far
than the
as
art.
this, other than the art and the amount of words, oh my god!
Okay, so what are the votes, guys?
I didn't vote.
I vote for Akatsuki.
I'm gonna have to go with Akatsuki too.
2 votes for Akatsuki because
I have a feeling
Noble,
it's gonna end up with
I mean,
me. as the
Noble
5th vote.
quietly said Akatsuki as well.
I like the Phantom Troop, but I don't think I connect with them as much as I do the other group.
If anything, I feel like I do make fun of Naruto a lot, but one of the things that I loved about Naruto was the Akatsuki.
And yeah, Itachi did carry them a lot too. 'Cause
Yeah,
he was an
well-
interesting character.
Literally any part the Akatsuki was involved in was like fucking amazing. Between Itachi, the pain part, fucking even Kisame's fights. Kisame's fights were always so cool.
Please don't promote Kiss anime on this stream.
Jesus.
No, that's a
Hiding-
Nux channel joke.
Hey, you don't steal my jokes here, man.
I just
Hiding,
gave
who do you
credit.
think
I
you're gonna
said
vote
that's a
for here?
Nux channel joke.
Just because of my
Go
ignorance,
check me out on YouTube, Nux Taku, since we're becoming hit celebrities on Spotify.
And
Yeah.
iTunes.
just because of my personal ignorance with the Akatsuki, if like it ends up being a tie between the two, then I'll go for Akatsuki just because I think that that's fair. I obviously have a lot more like experience in like, I don't know. I obviously side with Phantom Troop because my experience with Naruto is not nearly as, I guess, deep. You know, I've watched Hunter x Hunter through like a couple different times at different points in my life, and I've only really watched Naruto through one time in full, and it was like over a very like skidded span. So it was like when I was in like 6th grade, I watched the first like 150 episodes, and when I was in middle school, I picked up from there, and then for most of high school, it's like on and off and on and off for Shippuden, and I'm not even sure if I actually finished it. So I mean, I really like Phantom Troop, but if it comes down 2-2, people are going Akatsuki, I'll go Akatsuki because I feel like that's fair.
So you're not even arguing Phantom Troop. You're saying we won you over with
Well,
Akatsuki?
Yeah.
I'm not won over, but it's because I don't have enough experience with Naruto. And I feel like if I win against it, whenever you guys have seen and are well versed in both of them, I feel like that's not really fair to you guys.
So Noble and Nux said Akatsuki, right?
I did not vote.
Okay, so Noble and Briggs said Akatsuki. Nux,
Yeah.
vote. Vote right now.
Why are you making me vote right now? You're going to go Phantom Troop, and Hiding's going to go vote Phantom Troop, and then it's going to be all more dramatic when I'm stuck with one vote that'll turn the tide each way. Why wouldn't you rather
Actually,
do that?
That is great. I'm gonna go with Phantom Troop, and
There we go.
Hiding is going with Phantom Troop, and Nux, can you please vote?
See, thanks for playing out the game. Now it's all exciting. And all the viewers and listeners are like, oh my God, we're in the final round. It's 2-2. Only Nux left to decide.
And I think it's still fair because Hiding would have voted for Phantom Troop. He just didn't like.
No,
He
no,
hasn't
it is-
really seen Naruto, but he likes our arguments and thinks it's not
You
fair.
know what? No, I'm
But Nux
changing my
has seen
vote to
both.
Phantom Troop. The build-up is done. No, I'm just kidding.
You got
Well, Nux, you have seen both. You're a huge fan of both. It's all up to you.
It's only fair that it's up to you.
So here's what I'm going to do. I am going to put my PayPal link in the chat on Twitch.
Wow.
And whoever sends me, also add if you're voting for Akatsuki or Phantom Troop. And
Whatever has the most money.
No, I'm not going to do that. Although PayPal.com/ I don't know. So this is actually killing me. I love both so much, especially the manga. You don't even know the manga.
Well, you know, so go.
I know, just to top it. As far as the Phantom Troop, I love them so much. This organization that's doing nothing. They're just traveling for no purpose. And it's so good.
Ladies and
Where's the
gentlemen,
So, are you basically saying this organization is Seinfeld?
Yes. Precisely.
Argument.
Finally, someone will understand the video I'm working on. Why Krollo is basically Seinfeld. Yeah, that'll go over well.
ladies and gentlemen, you are witnessing Nux Taku breaking mentally.
Okay, I've broken mentally long ago. This is
You're
just,
witnessing
you know,
Nux Taku tormenting himself, trying to decide between Akatsuki and the Phantom Troop. If we had a sponsor at this point, we would say, we will be right back after these messages. But we don't.
Yeah.
So Nux, hurry up and decide.
This video is not sponsored by NordVPN, but feel free to check it out. And if any of you want razors, Dollar Shave Club is better than Gillette.
Yeah, we wish those guys sponsored us, but...
Yeah, one day.
I mean, they see our beards and they're like, okay, we're not even gonna give you a razor because like you're so
Everyone has a
perfect the way
beard.
you are.
All right. So we've been sponsored by Dollar Comb Club. Well, in any case, I love both groups, but in the end, I am gonna vote for the Akatsuki.
Akatsuki wins!
wins.
Akatsuki
And I will say
wins.
why. In the end of the day, the Akatsuki has a lot more moving parts than the Phantom Troupe, and everyone has their own plan, which kind of makes it nicer as far as the story level. The Phantom Troupe is much more interesting as far as the inter-character relationship, but the Akatsuki, like, Itachi goes in purely with his own mindset. Orochimaru was part of it. He was eventually kicked out. The way Deidara joined and left. You had the zombie duo.
Well, he left
Kisame,
with an explosion.
who ended up joining because Obito controlled Yagura, who controlled the Blood Mist village, who Kisame was trying to assassinate at one point. Like, it was so complicated, every character. And I don't know, the overall ideology in the Akatsuki, I connect a lot more with than the Phantom Troupe's aimlessness. So I will vote for the Akatsuki.
Fair enough. I mean, aimlessness can be cool too in the sense that it's just like, I don't give a fuck type thing. And
It is cool. It's
that
really
is
cool
as well, yeah. But I get you too. Like having really strong motivations and an ideology that you can somewhat relate to, even if you don't relate to the tactics, is also very powerful.
And it's so cool how like there's an overall goal of the group, but like you said, there's individual purposes or uses of that goal as well.
But I think
Which
we
is
all
cool.
really know that Team Rocket won.
Yeah.
I'm just surprised that the
Yeah.
spiders didn't go after like the King Ant or Chimera thing that was
They
going
just
on.
didn't care. They just don't care.
Well, that's another thing. I
Congratulations.
feel like they weren't as present in the series as the Akatsuki were, right?
But that's
Yeah.
another part of their beauty. They'll only annoy you if you cross their path. They don't have any actual goal to contrast the main characters. The Akatsuki wanted to capture Naruto. That involved Naruto. So obviously they were a very prevalent force. Whereas the Phantom Troupe, they were doing their own thing the whole time.
You know
Which
how
is
they,
also
you know, the
nice.
Akatsuki is good is they actually made Sakura look like she was a useful character for once.
Well,
Very cool,
congratulations to the Akatsuki. They will be receiving our Rant Cafe gold medal in the mail. And yeah, this was a fun one. Now, while Briggs sets up the after party on the Rant Cafe Twitch channel, let's go through some of the reviews that we got on iTunes and the ratings, because we got a bunch. And what we'll do is we'll all together decide which review so far we like the most, and that person will get a chance to win or to have me send them one of the shirts that we have on the animeuppro.com website for free as a thank you. And we'll try to do that every week while we can afford it. We'll take from that week the ratings, the reviews, and pick a favorite and send them a free shirt of their choice, as long as you contact me on Twitter at AnimeUproar and let me know that's you. Sound good, guys?
Yeah. Although, I just didn't vote for Pokemon because I wanted to see the Akatsuki versus Phantom Troupe thing go down because it'd be more epic for the listeners. But in all honesty, we all know Team Rocket won, right?
I mean, they have Jesse and James.
They have Jesse and James, man. And Meowth, I guess.
They have James and James with boobs.
Yes.
And not even talking about Butch and Cassidy. I mean, that's beyond.
Yeah.
So, if you joined us last time, we had reviews such as Why It's Amazing and You Should Subscribe by Never Stop Twinkling. We had Perfect for Weebs by Orange Reprar. We had Brilliant Madness, my favorite title so far, by BNSS Schaefer. And we had I Freaking Love Rant Cafe by Trist Anime. We also have a bunch of new ones, including Lord Twigo Would Be Proud, Best Anime Podcast by Dog Is Cool.
Dog is cool.
We also have Beautiful. I've learned so many things watching, now listening to Rant Cafe. Thank you so much. 5 stars. This is by Zachary Martin. One of the few ones that's not a meme. Thank you, Zachary. We appreciate it. Then we got another one. Love you guys. Hell yeah, by Raid Sama. Amazing by Lord Twigo Sama. I've been a long
Hell yeah.
We got to read this one. Listen to this, okay? I've been a long-time Rant Cafe fan for about 8 months now and have listened to every episode, and tonight I was setting up my new Pornhub account and I wasn't sure if it was the porn or Nux's voice making me hard. Brackets, no homo.
Very cool.
We also
Happy to
had
be of service.
Lord Twigo Sama. We also had loved Nux's Taku's Katakuri video because someone keeps saying, watch my videos, guys. It's my top 5 best video.
I never said that about my Katakuri video, though. It was a
Well,
good
apparently
video,
someone
but
loves
it
your
wasn't-
Katakuri video. Absolutely love your discussions and rants. It's great to see that the cafe is really doing well, and I can't wait to see more from all of you guys on the Anatube. Momonga41SB. Then we
Very
have
cool.
Sarcasm is King. And then in the description, it just says a positive review.
That is a positive review.
This is by
Whoever you are, you just impressed Noble.
Ben Pie. This is by Ben Pie.
Thank you, Ben.
We also have I Love Rant Cafe. This podcast is like a mix of bottled iced tea and Lord Twigs. It's amazing. This is by Mom23. We also have Best Podcast. This is the only podcast I listen to and love. P.S. Digimon is bad, not gonna lie. And this is by Animax. No, I'm just kidding. Imagine, though. This is by Orange BL.
Orange Boys Love. Doesn't like
All right,
Digimon.
I'm about to go live if that's cool.
Yeah, you can go ahead, but I still gotta finish these.
Yeah, sounds good.
We have also Nothing Better. Literally the best podcast I've ever seen, even if, of course, Lord Twigo controls it all.
Lord Twiga does control it all, but it's hard to see podcasts.
And this one is also by someone called Lord Twigo, or by the same Lord Twigo.
Everyone's Lord Twigo.
We have amazing
Maybe.
discussion.
It's like watching Noble's meme reaction videos.
Yes.
Wow. Wow.
We
All
have
right, well, that was good. I'm out of here.
we have amazing discussion. I love Nux. Because of him, I got to watch JoJo's, and it was a masterpiece.
Yes.
I can relate to this as well. This is by Nick and a bunch of numbers from Canada.
Why wasn't Dio in this, man? He's a villain
I
organization.
I
right?
actually said, let's do the Dio cult, like the cult that worships Dio and is doing everything for them.
It's
And
like,
they said,
okay.
by which I mean Nux and Briggs, they were like, nah.
Okay, let's be honest. It's like you have the Akatsuki, an actual evil organization, versus Dio and his sex slaves. Like, which one are you gonna? Is this
Dio
really,
is sex slave.
this is really an evil organization, man.
I mean,
And Dio would still win.
Dio would.
Dio-
not the
Dio
not the
had a
voice,
fucking
man.
monkey, an orangutan. All right.
We have a reviewer called Nux's Digimon Fetish.
Yeah.
Says, this is one of the best anime groups out there. Came here from the fan base, not with an M, but with an N. All praise Lord Twigo-sama. Nux introduced all these fantastic creators, and I'm so glad that I can now listen to the Rank Cafe when I can make it to the streams. Love you guys. Thank you, sir. We also have Micro Speen saying, when is Lord Twigo-sama going to be a guest, and we need more teching? Big teching fan, Micro Speen.
You know what's funny? The first reply I got when I retweeted the tweet is, "Where's teching?"
Yes. We have a thumbs up, but an actual text saying thumbs up by Nathalie Flores. Great podcast for casual and hardcore fans. Keep up the good work, fellows. Another non-meme one. That's great. We have another amazing. This is by BBB, UUUUU, BBFGH, and then a bunch of numbers. Amazing. Honestly, I'm not that big of an anime fan. I don't watch 80% of the shows discussed on this podcast, but the dynamic between these dudes is amazing and it keeps me coming back. Keep it up, Rank of Fate. Thank you.
Yeah.
Then we have
And if anything, we
someone...
recommend you guys anime.
Sorry?
Yeah, like Kenichi every single time.
Hell yeah.
Then we have Shush Up with the Best, that's the name, saying, I came for Nux only. That's it.
Whoa.
Yeah. Take that in, everyone else who isn't Nux.
sarcastic.
Take it in. We have X-Man32 saying, my first review ever. Look, I have never put in the time and effort into writing a review because I have an obsession with saving time that I can't really get rid of. Yes, I'm weird, but I don't believe this is wasting time at all. This group of people are very knowledgeable and entertaining to watch, and I hope, let me just open the entire review.
I have to say,
And I hope that they all have all the success in the world. They are amazing people. So wow, this is like a really positive, heartfelt review. Thank you, X-Man.
I do love how people call us knowledgeable, and then we go into like one of these tournament bracket things.
And Team
it's
Rocket
like-
wins everything. Yeah.
It's like no one knows what half of the anime are. Al-Thamen, and then you have like, what's a Al-Thamen, right? Hiding.
I still don't know what anime that's from.
Yeah, that's me.
Maki. It's from Maki.
Are you
Then-
sure it's not Black Clover?
We also have the podcast flows with the ever-evolving power of Lord Twigo.
Well, I didn't see that coming.
Every morning while I get ready for my day, I turn on Rant Cafe to melt all my sorrows away. With Animac with a
any
C though,
sponsor that comes
Animac
to
is
look-
with a K. But thank you, Nux, teching, and all day anime. My inner weeb energy keeps my depression at bay. Oh boy, this podcast's quality really makes me say, "Whoa, Nux got a new mic." Praise Lord Tweeko. This is by Lou Thays.
Dude, you don't understand. Any sponsor that wants to sponsor this, they're gonna go to the reviews and they're gonna think we're a cult. Every single one is a Lord Tweego comment.
But are we not inviting any cult related sponsorships? No.
Yeah.
We're not excluding cult related.
Yeah, I mean, we'll talk, guys. We'll talk. Email us, therantcafe@gmail.com. Anyway,
This video is sponsored by Scientology.
by Al-Thamen. We have someone saying Lord Twiggy Senpai would Goblin Slayer Shaggy. True.
What the fuck is that?
That's the title of the review. The comment of the review is Hashirama Cells, and the name of the person who posted it is Twigo D Naxanor. Oh my god. Then we have the greatest. I'm writing this to spite Animac and to show appreciation for Nux. But I will say Briggs is underrated. Ha! Best anime podcast. This is by Zoopy to Dope. Yes! You are spiting me by giving a 5-star review to Rant Cafe, man. Good work.
I heard something about me being underrated. Is that what happened?
Yeah, apparently you're underrated. But it's because you're always wearing a shirt. If you weren't, people would appreciate you more.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
We also have greatest podcast to exist in the anime world. Lord Tweego must be proud of all the memes that originated from this. We can take over the world with this. This is by Nitro Plays. We have Jack Tennessee saying the title is just yes, and the description is other podcasts. Who? We're almost done here, guys. We have Love You Guys by Cortland Ewing. I just want to say that I really enjoy your videos and I'm really happy for your success and being able to branch out to other platforms. I used to only watch Nux, but thanks to Rant Cafe, I've found some really great YouTubers like Anime Opera and All Day Anime. Loves all the interactions between us and so forth. Thank you, Cortland. We have one that the title is just Weebs. The only reason I downloaded this podcast. Worth it, keep up the great work by Lil Gio or Giu. Then we have...
I think we could read the rest in the after party, don't you think?
No, we have 2 more.
All right, let's finish it off.
We have...
Only 45 more to go, and only 39 of them have Lord Tweego.
Yes. We have this podcast was created by Lord Tweego, and it's a weeb-filled meme fest every week by someone whose name is in Japanese letters. I'm sorry, I can't read that, but they're from Canada. And finally, great podcast for any anime fan. Not as good as the 4Kids dub, though. And this is by me, 1253738. Thank you, everybody, for your reviews. We will be reading them again next one. We have to pick a best one to send them a free shirt. So you want to do that in the after party, guys?
After party.
All right,
in the
cool.
after party,
In the
I'm
after party, we're going to pick our favorite and then that person. Well, how would that person know then? If they're not in the after party?
Dun, dun, dun.
All right.
Well, you'll post the winner's name on Twitter. Animac.
Okay, cool, yes. So follow at AnimePro on Twitter, and I will post the winner's name so you know if you want a free shirt, and then we'll get in touch on Twitter. I'll get your information. You can pick which shirt you want from AnimePro.com, and that'll be that. Thank you guys, honestly, for all the reviews, for all the support and love. Thank you for everyone in the chat, everyone who donated magic crystals and money during this stream. Appreciate it. It's going to go to our hosting expenses. Thank you to Noble, Lost Pause, Hiding in Public, Nuxanor D, Tweego, or whatever your new name is, Nux.
It was Tweego D Nux.
Okay, there you go. And All Day Anime for joining me. Always such a pleasure. And until next time, see ya, Space Cowboys.
And stay weird, fam.
Bang.
Bang.